Welcome everyone, this is Dalise, also known as Stamper Girl for Cat Scrappiness, and today I am introducing the Better Together collection. This collection has a 6x8 stamp set that includes 8 images, 13 sentiments, a set of coordinating dies, and a super adorable 6x6 double-sided premium cardstock paperback that includes 6 patterns and 4 of each design. This collection is all about perfect pairs. They are better together. So let me show you some of the beautiful perfect pairs that we have. Here you can see the coordinating dies. There is a die for absolutely everything that you see. There also, in addition to all the images, there are 4 little expression faces so you can create these into cute little kawaii type style of images. All the measurements are height by width. We start with the coffee and donut, which is 1 inch by 2 1/4 inch. Then we have the jelly and peanut butter, which is 1 inch by 2 1/4 inch. The burger and fries is 1 by 2 1/4. The guac and salsa are 1 and 2 1/2 inches. Sushi and soy sauce is 1 and 1/8 by 2 1/4. The toast and butter are 7/8 by 2 1/2 inch. The mac and cheese is 7 inches by 2 1/4 inches, and then cookie and milk is 1 inch by 2 1/8 inch. All of the sentiments go from smallest, which is 1/4 inch height by 1 3/4, to the largest of them all, being 1/4 inch by 3 1/8. We have 2 sentiments that are 2 liners and are 1/2 an inch tall. Now let's look at these papers. Again, they are 6x6 double-sided premium cardstock. They have 6 patterns and 4 of each. I love this color combination for this collection. It has pastels, but it also has these cute bright colors. And I just wanted to show you, I forgot to mention that we have 4 little faces that you can put into our cute little stamp. So each stamp has a little space where you could put the little faces. And this first pattern paper that we have has all of the cute pairings together with the little faces, and I just adore it. Adore it how they mix and match the little eyes and the little expressions. This is the cutest thing. And it's barely visible here, but there are some hash marks in the back of that pink background. And then this one immediately made me think of mac and cheese. And then this one, yes, it's all about the conversation hearts, right? But these ones have the cute little kawaii cute faces. We got a polka dot tone on tone red. Then here are all of the sentiments together. I love this paper. It is phenomenal. I love the graphic look. These 4 little hearts make kind of like a flower. And then this background, it's just gorgeous. It's the floating hearts. It's just precious. And then we get a little bit of like gingham and pink, and then again bright colors and the pastel colors together. Love this. It's such a retro look. A little bit of a blue hash, and then we get a gorgeous plaid. Just love how those 2 papers go together perfectly. Then we got a smaller hash, and we are starting again with this adorable paper that I just mentioned. It reminds me of mac and cheese. So remember, you get 6 patterns and you get 4 of each design on this paper pack. Again, it's called Better Together, the collection, and I just love it. One of the things that I did end up doing is I'm using the cute little embellishment trays by Cat Scrappiness, and what I did was I did use a little piece of a magnet, which I taped with a piece of washi tape, and now these become my little trays for holding my die cuts when I'm cutting them apart. So just put the little piece of the magnet, just hold it with a piece of washi, and you are good to go. See? It's just perfect. And it's such a quick and easy solution for something. And I adore these little mini embellishment trays by Cat Scrappiness. You can put your little tiny sprinkles, and now I use them to hold my dies. And even though I'm putting a lot of dies here, they stay. They really do stay. Look at that. I love it. These ones I'm gonna put some facing one way, facing the other, so it's not so heavy-sided. Let's get all these put together. I am gonna color my images offline, and then I'll show you how I put together my die cuts on top of it. Again, this collection has a die cut for every image in this huge 6x8 stamp set. One of the ways that I like to facilitate my stamping and make it a lot faster is to actually use the entire page. So I'm not going to pull my stamps out. I just pull the backing out, and I am making sure that I am putting it on the top of my MISTI, that door of the MISTI, and I'm using some washi tapes to hold my image together. Just wanted to make sure that I am not going or covering any of my stamps, and I'm just going to put washi tape and hold this to the door. So now I'm using actually the MISTI sticky background in my MISTI, and I put some paper, and I'm making sure that all my washi is nice and secured. And you'll see that I'm going to close my door. I'm going to bring it open, and you see how it pulls my paper in my sticky mat out. That is because these stamps have not been conditioned yet. That means that they still have a film from factory. So I'm going to use a rubber eraser, and I am just pressing but not super hard. So I'm not creating like little pieces of rubber when I rub it up. But you will notice that all of the shininess of this, it's going to go away. You can also do this with your fingers. The oil on your fingers will remove that finish that comes from the factory. But this is such an easy, quick way. And one way to know if you successfully removed that finish is you are going to close that door again on the MISTI and see if it actually pulls the paper. See, I'm pressing it, pulling out, and the paper is not pulled. So that means that you successfully removed that. Now I'm ready to ink it up. I'm going to use some regular dye-based ink because I'm using some markers, some alcohol markers. So let's get some stamping. I am only stamping the top part of the images, and the reason of that is because this is a 6x8 stamp set. This is the big stamp set. So by the time that I apply ink all the way to the bottom with my teeny tiny ink pad, it will have dried out. So I'm only doing the top part because of that. A little bit of the sentiment does get a little bit of ink, but that is perfectly fine because I'm using my MISTI stamping tool, which means I can stamp over and over and over, and it will line up. So here you'll see that when I pull this door open, it is just perfect. I love it. And now I am ready to add ink to my sentiments and stamp it again. The trick is just to always make sure that your mat in your MISTI is always pulled into the same corner. So I'm coming back now with my ink pad and just adding ink to my sentiments. Once this is done, I am going to offline color all my images. I am using a mix of alcohol markers. If you've never pulled this an image paper from your sticky mat, always pull the sticky mat away. Do not pull the paper. I'm literally just pulling the sticky mat, and that will keep your paper from rolling. Okay, so I am making sure that I am putting the cover that I use for my sticky mat, putting my MISTI away, and I am going to go and have some fun coloring. Here are they all colored. I just love them. They're so cute. So I'm putting my coordinating dies on the little pairing. This one that I have in my hand, it's really getting to me. Like I see the circle and I'm looking at the donut and I'm like, That doesn't work there. And it's just that I'm not thinking of the little piece of the steam of the coffee. So I'll come back to it. You do notice that I have placed all of the sentiments already for you, so you don't see me just matching one to the other. Just make sure that the easiest way that I found to match these was to actually look at all the sentiments that started with a Y, because it's very obvious if it starts with a Y, the die cut, it kind of, you can see the Y in the die cut. Also, if there is an apostrophe, you can see that easily too. So those are my two hints for matching these. You'll notice that I'm going to put all this together. I'm going to hold it down with some washi tape, and I'm actually going to keep them like this. I'm not going to pull the dies out from this setting. The reason I'm not doing that is because this is my tip. Once you do this one time, now you know which die goes with what. So let's say that you only want to die cut the one that has your one smart cookie. So you know that right there on the stamp set is on the right column is third one down, so you can immediately pull it out, use it, put it back in here, because now you have the correct order is the same exact order as the stamp set. Just a quick tip for you to easily recognize which one goes which. Here is what my page looks like, and all taped down, and I'm gonna put it through the machine, die cut all of these, and get to show you some of the combinations of the images and the sentiments together. I also want to show you how some of our preview releases on die cuts are perfect for this 6x8 Better Together stamp set collection. Here you have all the matching sets, like all the images with the sentiments. They are so cute. Here you'll also see the little eyes and faces. You could definitely use these to stamp them instead of cutting them out like this. And on the left, you can see what I mentioned about my die cuts. I am leaving them all like this, so I know what belongs to what, because they are following the stamp set location. So it's quick and easy. I can easily figure it out which sentiment and which image goes with what. Like I mentioned, this Better Together collection has the coordinating dies, the stamps, and the pattern paper. Here I am bringing 3 sets from the Cat Scrappiness previous releases that go perfectly with Better Together stamp set. Let's start with the hearts. Here, if you bring the double stitch heart, you can fit the entire little images with a sentiment on it, or you could use the smaller heart to have just the image inside and then the sentiment on the other side. Now let's imagine that you decide to have something like I have only fries for you, and you stamp the fry only portion of the stamp. You could just look how beautifully it fits on this stitch tab scallop, and then if you put it sideways, the image and the sentiment fits perfectly. Like, these are just so perfect. And I actually love that middle size of the heart. And actually the images kind of go a little bit off of the frame, like these in the double stitch oval. See, look how perfect those are. They are just perfection. So keep an eye on those also at the store, because they are a match made in heaven for this collection. Now let me show you a few looks on how you could put those together. Here you can see how I mix and match some of my die cuts that I cut out of the crafts cardstock, just to show you how cute they look with the combination of those previously released Cat Scrappiness die cuts. I really hope you give it a look. Check out our brand new Better Together collection at the store.